Today's advisory lesson builds upon the previous ETM lesson where students focused on recognizing invisible diversity. Today's lesson goes a step further and looks at how we respond and respect invisible diversity. Given the nature of the topic, the ETM committee felt it was important that we kind of gave some finer points on areas that might be a little tense in a classroom. So there are 4 things we're going to talk about in the lesson real quick just to give you a little help today. The first one is in the brainstorm activity. The reason we've asked that students keep their answers to themselves is when you see the 3 photos, there could be some areas where students that don't have the maturity or the responses in place may go to a level that is uncomfortable for others in the room. So as students walk through this and look at each individual, it's very important that they keep the determinations and the ideas that they develop to themselves. They can write it down. I just wouldn't recommend that you speak about it out loud because it can lead to some uncomfortable conversation. As you see, the 3 individuals here are all very unique. And as you go through, you'll notice that each one has a very unique set of characteristics that are not easily visible, hence the invisible diversity. When you get to the reflection, these 3 questions are designed to promote discussion in the room so that students come to recognize the point of respecting invisible diversity. That a person is not always judged best by what they look like. In other words, what happens when we judge a book by its cover. These questions form great discussion points within your classroom, but be very careful in how you facilitate that discussion. The video that will play when you get to it in the PowerPoint is a video of a homeless man in Chicago. It's actually a viral video on YouTube. The recommendation is that as you have students walk through the video and they're watching it, that you stress what he's saying rather than necessarily we're promoting panhandling or we should give money to people. One of the conversations that came up in the committee was that are students going to look at this and say, so the end of this lesson I'm supposed to know I give money to people who ask for it? No. The point of the video is the statement he consistently makes about being recognized as a human being even though he is living on the streets. The last 2 pieces of this lesson are very important as well. One is the students reflecting back on their own personal experiences, values, beliefs, and connections, and thinking about how accurate is the visible image of them. This is a discussion point. You know your advisory is best. If you feel comfortable having your students have this discussion, please do. If you don't, it's one of those things you can use as a reflection moment with the students, but don't necessarily have to do verbally or in front of others. The last piece is the part that's most imperative for the ETM group coming out of this, and it's the question of how could we as a community at Liberty High School promote respect for invisible diversity. As your advisory closes out the lesson, think of concrete actions and have your students brainstorm ways that we could promote respect for those items and individuals that we can't see. As you develop those items in that list, please send them along to Mike Fleming so that way we can put them as part of the ETM protocol, but also that we can look at future actions going forward. If you have any questions, please let us know. We hope you guys enjoy this lesson and have a really meaningful discussion as a result of it.